Okay. Uh, one typical question which we ask as a CISO community or a security community, we face a lot of resistance from various forums. People ask funny questions, and we go through all those stress, right? And that's why the stress management session probably is there. But one tip that I can give is whenever somebody asks funny question, ask, are you feeling secure? Suddenly you will find the smiling face, the witty face change into a sulky one. Right? A thoughtful face. Somebody is thinking behind whether are we really secure. Okay? One of my incident which I can correlate is when I was traveling abroad to one of the customer locations. One guy came and told me that security guys are hurdles. And I don't like that. I asked him one plain question. Sir, are you secured? What do you mean? Have you secured yourself? Have you insured yourself? Yes, I have done for my family and everybody. I said, why did you do? If security is hurdle. Right? So quietly that guy walked away. These are the CISO radar, normally which we see is internal and external threat, and which is we try to comply with various standards, struggle throughout to get these compliances, whether in the banking industry or in the IT industry, right? And these topics you all know very well. But I'm going to touch upon another topic which is hidden challenges for the security community. That is globalization. It is not very visible as of now for the Indian companies as compared to their IT MNCs, because more and more globalization is happening, wherein the security organization structure itself is changing. Earlier, we used to have, now also as Vishal was mentioning, that a dedicated security team with a CISO and the army, right? Now, in the global organization structure, it is going to be a CISO and the rest of the team are merged with the business. Okay, whether it is IT service, whether it is a BPO or what. And when it gets merged with the business, then the challenges emerge, because the reporting lines also change for those security officers. So, what are the challenges in case of a global scenario is building common vision and culture. Okay? If you talk about Germany, France, Netherlands, the culture is different. Okay? The security policy can be defined by these countries based on the law and regulations of that place. For example, open internet, okay, like Facebook or LinkedIn or any other websites, which we call it unauthorized here or authorized there. Okay, how do you implement this in a global scenario? Because in some countries, restricting a network or protecting a network itself is not agreed by the law. Or there could be a workers' council which objects to that. That may not be applicable in India, because the moment you open network, people will have fun. Right? Setting up good and effective security organizations. So in this kind of a scenario where the security team is merged with the business, how do you set up a strong security organization when the security team is not reporting to the CISO? Okay, one or two companies which I have interacted with who are the IT agencies are getting into this kind of organizational structure. Because a whole lot of problem will emerge right from budgeting till implementation. Because in the local scenario, people will quote that in other countries or in global, so and so thing happens, why can't we do it here? Then these are the questions that CISO need to answer. Conflict of management expectations, exactly what I mentioned right now. That look at the global policy, look at your local policy, find out the deviation and fix the gaps. Okay. When you talk about global policies, it is totally different. The law is totally different. User behavior is different, which is not the case in India. How do you compare this and fix those gaps in alignment with the standards that you have? Statutory and regulatory regulations, regulatory requirements is another aspect which we need to look at. A lot of agreements we sign, European Union data agreement, etc. The Data Privacy Act itself is not totally implemented in India, though it is covered in IT Act 2000, right? But it is a full-fledged act in European countries. And when I was going through one of the agreements, which people had been signing left, right, and center in the business, when I sat with the legal and went through that, it was mentioned in case of breach of security as per contractual requirements, the individual or the company will be punished at least for 15 years imprisonment or fine as applicable under German law. Very interesting. And we all were signing this. Okay? Very important to see whether it applies and raise this issue to the level it is required to see that this law changed to local laws. Under Indian Constitution, no individual can be charged in terms of Indian law or German law. It has to have a reference to a local law. So these are the things which will emerge when you go globalization. Security infrastructure baseline, like software baseline, tooling, various tools are being used in different countries. Okay, how we are going to, make it a standard tool to be used for everyone and everyone's requirement. For example, security incident. Right? You have a tool, let's say, for reporting the security incident. It may be posted on a shared folder for a global requirement, but some countries may not accept that because security incident cannot be reported as per so-and-so law or so-and-so worker council requirement. So these are another issues which we face. And today, because of globalization, it is an open culture which has emerged, wherein the network itself is so open that we have USB ports enabled, we have admin rights on the machines, okay? Because it is on the user behavior in Europe which has, enforced this kind of policy to be applied everywhere. But what are the challenges of having admin rights on the machines and how difficult it is to tackle with that. I am on the last slide because this is basically the workaround to meet those challenges, that there has to be a governance committee which is at the global level, including all the CISOs of various countries who need to sit together and work out common policies, looking at the deviations of regulations in each country, and set up effective security organization by having, though the reporting lines are different, but by interacting with the security community very often. Conflict of management needs to be tackled by regular alignment, regular meeting with the management, making them understand what are the nuances of globalization, how this can get aligned at the local level. Very important, otherwise there will be total misunderstanding in this case. Compliance related to the security requirements, the legal regulations, sit with legal, interact, see how global applies to local or local applies to global, how it will have impact to our customers. And last is the infrastructure baseline, alignment with all the CISOs. When I'm talking about it is in terms of globalization and the IT, legal and business. Very important to list out these tools and see how commonly it can be utilized. It is a very short presentation which I gave. Thank you very much. This will emerge soon. Indian industries are not facing so far, but very soon customer pressure will come and we will go into this kind of model. Thank you very much.